Tenali Raman and the Arabian horses. What happens when a powerful king hands over 500 gold coins to a complete stranger? And what does his clever advisor do when he discovers this foolish mistake? He writes the king's name on the list of the biggest fools in the kingdom. But wait until you hear what happens next. Stay with me, friends. This is the story of Tenali Raman and the Arabian horses. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to another adventure with the legendary to Tenali Raman. If you are new here, let me tell you something. Tenali Raman was not just any royal advisor. He was a master of wit, a genius of humor, and the one man brave enough to tell a king when he was being, well, a fool. And today's story, oh, this one is special. It's about greed, trust, and very expensive lesson that every one of us needs to learn. So settle in, grab your favorite snack, and let me take you back. Hundreds of years ago to the magnificent kingdom of Vijayanagara. Picture this, my friends, the kingdom of Vijayanagara, golden temples touching the sky. Bustling markets filled with skills and spices. And at the heart of it all, a grand palace where King Krishnadevaraya ruled with wisdom, courage, and fairness. Now, King Krishnadevaraya was known for many things in his military victories, and his patronage of art and poetry, his justice. But there was one thing that made this powerful king's heart race with childlike excitement: horses. Not just any horses, mind you, exotic horses, rare breeds, the kind that make you stop and stare. His royal stables were legendary. Horses from Persia with coats like midnight, horses from Arabia with speed like the wind, horses from China with grace like dancers. Every time the king visited his stables, he would walk among his prized collection, running his hands along their manes and say with genuine awe, "Look at that beauty! Such strength, such grace! Truly, horses are the pride of a king." This was not just a hobby, friends. This was his passion, his weakness, and as well all known where there is a weakness, there is someone waiting to exploit it. One bright morning, the royal court was in session. Ministers discussing matters to state, petitioners seeking justice, the usual business of running a kingdom. And then the door of the grand hall opened. In walked a stranger. He wore elegant robes, that kind that stream I have money. His turban was silk, his shoes polished leather. But what caught everyone's attention was not the man himself. It was what he was leading, a horse. But not just any horse, friends. Oh no, this creature was magnificent. Tall as a small building, muscles rippling, under a coat that shined like polished silver. When it walked, it moved with such power and elegance that the entire court fell silent. The merchant bowed low and spoke with a smooth, practiced voice. "Greetings, Your Majesty. I am a humble horse merchant from Arabia. And this magnificent creature before you is one of the finest Arabian horses alive. Bred from champion bloodlines, trained by the best handlers and fit for an emperor." The king's eyes were practically glowing. He walked down from his throne, circling the horses, examining every muscle, every line, every detail. "Oh, splendid! What a magnificent creature! The proportions, the bearing, I must have this horse." The merchant smiled. "And here is where things get interesting, friends. Your Majesty," he said, "I am so pleased you appreciate fine horses. But you see, this is just one of 3 brothers I won, all from the same exceptional bloodline. The other 2 are still in Arabia awaiting transport." He paused, letting his words hang in the air like bait on a book. "If Your Majesty desires, I could bring all 3 to graze your royal stables." Imagine it, the three matching Arabian stallions. The envy of every kingdom from here to Persia. Now, friends, this is the moment. This is where wisdom should have whispered in the king's ear. Wait, think. Who's this man? Where does he come from? Do we know anything about him? But remember, horses were the king's weakness. And weakness makes us blind. Yes, the king declared, his voice ringing through the hall. Yes, I want all three. Bring them to me as soon as possible. The merchant bowed even deeper and said with perfect sincerity, Your Majesty is most generous. I shall personally select and bring the finest two horses from my collection. I will return in just 2 days. You have my word. Hurry back, my friend. The king said cheerfully, My royal stables await their new treasures, bowed one final time, and rode out of the palace. And just like that, he was gone, along with 5,000 gold coins. 2 days passed. The king waited, eagerly visiting his stables multiple times a day, preparing the finest stalls for his new horses. Any sign of the merchant, he would ask the gods, Not at Your Majesty, perhaps tomorrow. Then 4 days passed. Still no news, Your Majesty. Well, long journey can have delays. Storms at sea. Perhaps a week's passed, Your Majesty. There has been no word. I will come, he gave his word. But, friends, you and I both know the truth, don't we? That merchant was never coming back. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. The king's excitement slowly transformed into doubt, then disappointment. Then finally, a heavy, embarrassed frustration. He had been fooled. And 5,000 gold coins, money that could have built school, fed the poor, strengthened the army, was gone, vanished like smoke. The worst part, the king couldn't even admit it out loud, because how does a powerful ruler tell his court, I trusted a complete stranger with a fortune because I liked his horse? So he stayed silent, brooding, disappointed in himself. But someone noticed. Someone always noticed. One evening, as the sun painted the sky orange and gold, King Krishnadevaraya walked through his palace gardens trying to clear his troubled mind. The mango trees swayed gently. The peacocks called somewhere. A fountain bubbled peacefully. And there, under the largest mango tree, sat Tenali Raman. He was hunched over a long scroll, writing intently with a peacock feather, completely absorbed in his work. The king approached quietly. Tenali, what are you writing so serious, Tenali? Looked up, startled. Oh, Your Majesty, I am just making a list. A list of what? Tenali shifted uncomfortably. I would rather not say, Your Majesty. Now this made the king curious. Tenali Raman was so many things. Witty, clever, sometimes cheeky, but secretive? Never. Come now, Tenali. Since when do you keep secrets from your king? Tenali shied, as if making a difficult decision. All right. But please, Your Majesty, don't be angry. He slowly handed over the scroll. The king unrolled it. His eyes scanned the title at the top, and then his face went from curious to confused to absolutely shocked. What? The list of the biggest fools in Vijayanagara? He read further. His voice rose with every word, and my name is at the top. Number 1. Friends, imagine this. You are the king, ruler of the vast empire, commander of armies, beloved by your people and your own advisor. Your trusted friends had just called you the biggest fool in the entire kingdom. In writing with ink permanent, Tenali Raman. Have you lost your sense? How dare you call your king a fool? This is treason. This is, Your Majesty, Tenali interrupted gently. May I explain before you have me thrown in the dungeon? The king was breathing hard, his face red, but he nodded cruelty. Speak, and it better be good. Tenali stood up, dusted off his dhoti, and spoke gently. Your Majesty, do you remember the trader with the beautiful Arabian horse? The king's anger flattered. Yes, you trusted him completely, didn't you? A complete stranger. No references, no reputation, no background check, nothing. He seemed honest. And you gave him 5,000 gold coins. Now tell me, Your Majesty, and please answer honestly. Is that wise? Is that the decision of shrewd ruler? Or is that perhaps just a little bit foolish? The king's shoulder sagged. The anger drained from his face, replaced by something else: realization, embarrassment, and finally acceptance. Yeah, when you say it like that, it does sound rather foolish. He looked at Tenali with new eyes. You are not insulting me, are you? You are trying to teach me. Yes, Your Majesty, because you are not just my king. You are my friend, and friends don't let friends stay foolish. The king managed a small smile. All right, Tenali, I admit it. I acted like a fool. But tell me this, Tenali. What if the traitor actually returned with the horses? What then? And this is where Tenali Raman delivers the most brilliant twist of all. Listen carefully to this logic. This is pure genius. That mischievous, clever smile of his and said, If he returns, Your Majesty, I will immediately remove your name from the list. The king brightened. Good. And I will replace it with his. What? Why would be a fool? Because, Your Majesty, think about it. He already has 5,000 gold coins. 5,000. Why on earth would he come back and give you 2 more expensive horses? He could have to be the biggest fool in the world in return after such a perfect scam. The king started at Tenali for a long moment and then he laughed. Ha ha ha, Tenali. You magnificent rascal. You have done it again. He clapped Tenali on the shoulder. You have taught me a priceless lesson, one worth for more than 5,000 gold coins. Though I would prefer you learned it without losing the gold coins, Your Majesty. Fair point, fair point. From that day forward, friends, King Krishnadevaraya became a different kind of ruler. He was still passionate about horses. That never changed. But now he verified. He investigated. He never handed over fortunes to strangers again. And whenever the merchant arrived with promise too good to be true, the king would glance over at Tenali and ask with a smile, Should I be worried about ending up on that list again? And Tenali would reply, Only if you make me rewrite it. Your Majesty. The list itself, it became legendary in the court. Sometimes when ministers made foolish suggestions, other advisors would joke, Careful or Tenali will add you to the list. It became a reminder, a funny, a humble reminder, that wisdom is not about being right all the time. It is about catching yourself before you are wrong. And that, dear friends, is the story of Tenali Raman and the Arabian horses. A tale of trust, foolishness, and the brilliant wit that saves kings from themselves. If you enjoyed this story, do me a favor. Hit that like button, show the algorithm some love. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, maybe someone who is about to trust the wrong person, and subscribe if you want more wisdom wrapped in humor because Tenali Raman has many more lessons to teach us. Comment below. Have you ever been fooled like King Krishnadevaraya? Don't worry, we all have been there. Share your story. Let's learn together. Until next time, dear friends, stay wise, stay skeptical. And whatever you do, stay off Tenali's wrist. This is your storyteller shining off. See you in the next tale.